Welcome back. It's Dani Fish. Do you see this kitchen? It's not like mine, but it's mine for the next couple of months. I have two really cool roommates now. One of them happened to give birth to me. A very talented, multifaceted woman. But with moving back in with parents means you get to use their adult kitchen. January was all about healthy recipes, getting you on your health goals, giving you some alternatives, and now we're in February, so that's over. Valentine's Day is around the corner. Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays. It always has. It doesn't matter relationship or not. I grew up being taught that Valentine's Day was a day that you were supposed to just tell the people that you love them, regardless of any type of relationship. And you know what people love? Like a weird amount, and I'll never understand it because I'm not one of those people. Red velvet cake. I have a lot of strong opinions on red velvet, but I'm gonna save them because this is supposed to be about love and happiness, not about my rage. That aside, we're gonna make a cream cheese based ice cream and we're gonna put red velvet cake in there. Like cream cheese frosting, red velvet cake, Valentine's Day. No eggs, no stovetop. We're using our blender and a bunch of cream. Told you January was over. I'm using a boxed red velvet cake because Ina Garten says it's fine. I have one more Valentine's Day recipe after this one, so if you're not a red velvet fan like me, just hold on, it gets better. Red velvet ice cream starting now. We gotta get that cake in the oven. So I'm starting with a red velvet boxed cake mix. Doesn't matter which one, whatever one's your favorite. And put in your oil, your water, your eggs, and if you're a real professional like me, you'll accidentally drop half of an eggshell directly into the batter. And you mix everybody up and pour it into your cake pan. It doesn't matter what cake tin you make this in. You can even make them into cupcakes if you want. You're not going to use all of the cake. So if you wanted to have extras and you think cupcakes would be easier or a slice of cake would be easier, do that. I'm just throwing it into a regular sheet pan and baking it. To make the ice cream, we're just throwing all of our ingredients into a blender. So that's some cubed cream cheese, some sour cream, some sugar, and some half and half. When I told you that January's healthy alternatives were over, I mean like they are so over. This is all the cream you can find in your fridge. And then now you can watch me try to figure out how to turn on my mom's Vitamix for a solid 15 minutes in real time. Turns out there was a button on the side that I didn't know existed. Once it's mixed thoroughly, just stick it in the fridge to chill. Now we're going to do the most satisfying part, and that is scraping our cake. Look at that. This is the best part. I honestly had a great time doing this. If you need a good stress reliever, pet a dog, or scrape a cake, either one works really great. All you need is about 2 cups of cake crumbs, and then just set that aside for when we add them into the ice cream mix. You may notice that I'm using a different type of ice cream machine this time. This one is a bit more advanced. It has a compressor inside, so it's an engine that automatically makes the ice cream machine cold. There's no pre-freezing involved at all. I can even add a room temperature base to this and it would still churn it totally fine. You can see it's at 66 degrees Fahrenheit when we start, and you'll watch the temperature drop all the way down to negative 31 degrees. It's pretty insane. We don't churn it for the full hour. I used about a half an hour time and it still comes out to a nice gelato-like consistency towards the end. Then you add in your red velvet crumbs and you're good to go. She's pink and she's beautiful. Tastes exactly like a red velvet cake. Tangy. The texture is really nice. And I knew I was going to like the cake pieces in here because brownies are my favorite thing to put into ice cream. I like brownies and cake chunks and stuff like that. I think it just goes really nicely. So to have a cream cheese base to match the red velvet cake chunks, I mean, duh, it works. That cream cheese ice cream base too can be used for a bunch of different other recipes. Anything that you want to turn cheesecake wise into ice cream, so like blueberry cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, all that fun stuff. That's the perfect ice cream base to use because you get that tangy cream cheese flavor. You can add a little bit of lemon zest in there too. It's really great, it's creamy, it's really easy to do. Highly recommend. I don't know if this is actually a controversy or if this is just me not liking it and the rest of the world loves it, but if you're one of those people that also do not like red velvet or would not choose red velvet as number 1, I won't say I don't like it, I'm just not like obsessed with it like the rest of you. Let me know. Make sure you stay tuned for another Friday fun fact this week, and I hope you enjoyed our new setting. I'll get better at filming in it, I promise. Till next time. Let's talk about this. I could have saved this for a Friday video, but I'm not going to because I'm pretty hyped right now. Red velvet is essentially chocolate cake that has a horrific amount of red dye in it. And when I say like basically chocolate cake, I mean like red velvet cake started like way back when we didn't have food coloring, and they used unprocessed cocoa powder. So you can buy like Dutch processed cocoa powder, which lowers the acidity of cocoa. Before that was a thing, you would just get cocoa powder and then make your chocolate cake. And then sometimes you would use things like buttermilk or lemons or something like that because we didn't have chemical leaveners like baking soda and baking powder. And then they would add that into the cake to help make the cake rise. But what they didn't realize is that the acidity in the cocoa powder that they haven't processed out yet, and the acidity in things like vinegar or buttermilk or lemon that they were adding, were going to react with each other, which then caused a chemical reaction to turn the cake red. People try to tell me that red velvet cake is so much better. It is literally the same thing. It is the same thing, plus like gallons of dye. No, you're wrong.